Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Beautiful morning, and I thank God always for the Mondays. Today I'm going to do a simple poem. I have given it a title, Under Duress. Seeking an easier path, dimming light of faith. It resembles like a dire blacksmith. A little longer, please hold your breath. The journey is huge and lengthy. Remember, oaks thrive on contrary to the wind. Vigilant, they stay to withstand, growing firmly from the ground. As weary as it may sound, patience and resilience they demand. Remember, diamonds are minted under pressure, blending so pure and so sure. No idle time for leisure, concentrating in the procedure because it is not a one-time adventure. Allow yourself to be minted. Precisely, decisively, you should be positioned. Your names could be undercapitalized, but do not feel victimized. Every corner you'll be represented because you will be shortly under duress because out of you there will be gold. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lucita. Asante sana. So, ladies and gentlemen, today our very own founder will be the speaker of the day, and I am privileged to moderate for him. So, who is Otieno Paul Peter? Otieno Paul Peter is an inspiring public speaker, leadership development coach, team building facilitator, paradigm shift coach, business strategist, among others. He is passionate about human capital development. He holds a degree, a Bachelor of Science degree in Physics, Applied Electronics, and Microcomputer Systems, and a Master of Science degree in Information System from the University of Nairobi, plus a host of other certifications in IT, Management of Learning, Team Building, and Leadership from other institutions. He worked with Institute of Advanced Technology, IAT, as a trainer from September 2006 to January 2008, then moved to Africa Online K. Otieno Paul Peter is the founder of ICT Gurus EA Limited, which offers basic ICT solutions, email and web hosting services with special interest in supporting SMEs in his quest to always empower people to achieve their best in life. He founded Live Your Dream Enterprises Limited as a company specializing in business skills and training, business strategies, and team building facilitation services. He is also involved in a network marketing management business, business through which he consults on network marketing, business building systems, BBS, as well as healthy living matters. His personal mission is to empower people to live their dreams. Thank you so much. If I decide to go on, I will go on and on. He is an author. He is definitely a father. He is a team builder. Let me tell you, sit down with this man, and as people tell him, I echo their sentiments. He has wisdom that surpasses his age. Karibu sana, Otieno Paul Peter.
Okay, thank you very much, Noel. Power Monday is a platform that helps people that gives people a platform to share knowledge, information, and ideas that help them to become better people, help them to live their dream. And it's been there for 2 years. It's supported by Live Your Dream Enterprises Limited, through which we provide training, all capacity development related stuff. We do team building, we do business development services, and all sorts of things. So welcome all of you. If you are in for the first time, just know that we do this all the Mondays, same time. Now, I'd like to share with you 7 critical tips that I've learned over time, and we will be able to also share our stories related to that. And the first thing I've learned, and I've been in business for quite a long time. If you pick a book and read, you realize that I've been in business from the time I was in class 6. That's the first time I did business, and after that, every other opportunity, I always got myself into business as part of the solutions to my financial problem at any stage in life. And so the first thing I learned, could we just confirm that we are on, that I'm audible again?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first thing I learned is a business idea. What makes a business idea? And I've seen this throughout my life. I pick stories as I move on. When I was in the university, that is when mobile phones were just coming, and people were getting mobile phones, and they were not very cheap. Even a line, a telephone, what do we call it, a SIM card, was costly. I remember I have a Safaricom SIM card, which some people know. That SIM card was purchased at 999 shillings, you see. And it was just after some promotion that took place that where people were buying SIM cards for 100 shillings, and people queued in Nairobi. Streets were full at I&M and I think another place. I could not do that. So I later bought it. I was not even intending to buy it, but some friends forced me. You remember Josh Choge, who was giving us a talk here at some point about corporate leadership, the CEO for Unga. Yes, he pushed me to buy a Safaricom line. Everyone was buying it. So I went and bought it at that price. The line I have, which most people know, the Airtel line, was bought together with the phone. Now, during that time, some people got a business idea of putting up Simu ya Jamii. Yeah, because telecom booths were just running out. But my problem with them was, how long will that last? Because it appeared like in the future, that problem would not exist. More and more people would have their own mobile phones. And that's why it's always important that whenever you're coming up with a business idea, is it just a trendy thing? The other day, 2020, people came up with masks. Everyone was selling the same thing. A lot of people were selling the same thing out there. Masks and all things to do with, I don't know, they call them PPEs and whatever. You know, a genuine business idea should be solving a problem, and that problem should be long lasting. Apparently, that's why some people do not want diseases to end, because that is their business idea. That's where they generate money from. So nobody wants malaria to end. Yes, at least in Africa. In other continents, they cost it to end, but they make a lot of money with it, and so they will just ensure that it keeps it's kept around, and they keep doing different researches in the name of ending malaria, but nobody wants it to end. And now people are coming up with vaccines about it, which of course will be used every other time. Yes, maybe every year or something, just like they came up with flu vaccine. So a business idea is that which will last. If it is not built on a premise that lasts, for example, you are quenching people's thirst, you know they will be thirsty tomorrow. They will be thirsty the other day. And so you are solving a particular problem. A business idea should be solving a problem. And by the way, it should be something you're very passionate about, because if you can link it to your calling in life, the reason you were born, if you can see the bigger picture in it, then you can be sure that you will live throughout. Yes, you will not work a day, as somebody said. because every time you're doing it, just like whenever I'm training, whenever I'm sharing knowledge, I don't feel like it's work. That's why I can do it longer. I can do it every day. I can do it every time. I do it naturally. I don't find work in it. But then, if it's not your calling, you just feel like maybe there is opportunity here, there is money here, then you may have a trouble keeping it. And that's why many people quit businesses before the 6th month, because they were doing it. When you are starting a business, you're going to do it for free for a long time. You're going to do it without pay, maybe without even recognition, because nobody will recognize you. And most times your friends and relatives will not take you seriously. Yeah, they are used to you. So they will think like you are just the same way they took Jesus. They didn't take Jesus seriously. They took him. This is just a boy who grew up here with us. We've not seen any school he went to. We've not seen much of what can make him special. So we've got to have some idea we are passionate about. We've got to be solving a problem that will be there. And even if it is a problem that will come to an end, that's fine. But if that is part of your purpose, it will make sense. You will feel like you did something, and you know that after this ends, this is where I'm going to. This is what next I'm going to solve, just like leaders. You know, after this ends, this is what next I'm going to solve. So we must be people who are able to solve a problem. Yes, and sometimes if you are employed, you may think that you cannot do some business aside. The same thing you are doing at your workplace. If it is something you're passionate about, if it is something you're gifted in, you're talented in, you can actually do it outside. You can outsource, you can be outsourced, you can outsource yourself. Part of what I did in Africa Online was supporting customers on internet services, connections, and supporting their emails and all sorts of things. And when I left, when I was still in Africa Online in 2009, I registered my organization, ICT Gurus, EA Limited. And it was meant to do the same thing, because people kept calling me even when I was on leave. People kept calling me. They just wanted me to help them to sort their problems out, their network challenges out. And I realized that in the future, many organizations will have to outsource customer support. You see, and that's the way I got into that particular field. And today it's helping people to stay online. So that is something that we need to know. And part of the way we can always get an idea is listening to the market, listening to what people are complaining about, and looking at it, seeing if it's something that you can be passionate about, you can solve. Now, number two. So number one, we've talked of getting an idea, a business idea, valid business idea. You're solving a long-term problem. You're solving it with passion, and there can be money value attached to it. Now, number two is just get started. A lot of people are waiting for the perfect time. A lot of people are waiting for a perfect time to get started. I don't have time right now. I don't have money. I don't have what. You are always looking for reasons you cannot. Look for reasons you can get started as opposed to reasons you cannot. Don't wait to get all the money. By the way, if you start a business with a lot of money, you lose that money. Then you start from zero again. Somebody else will tell you that. Maybe somebody will confirm that by a story. Those are stories I've seen all the time. You mobilize money, you borrow this amount of loan. If it's that capital expensive, you will have to lose that money and start again. Because there is a way you grow with business. Your mental attitude, your experience grows in a way that will help you to manage. But if it doesn't grow, I've met a lot of people who've been in corporate level, earning big money, and so they want their business to start at that level. It doesn't start like that. You've got to be ready to start small. Start a step at a time. And by the way, don't wait for the idea to be perfect. You are going to get it. It's going to be clear along the way. When I started the first business was about selling bananas. Yes, ripened bananas. And that's when I was in class 6. My little problem was just to buy things during break time, and to also afford myself school uniform, shoes, and things like that. And when we did that the first time, we realized that we could also do cassavas. That is just buying cassavas and cooking them, and then taking them to where we were selling them, which was a teachers training college around. In fact, it became better because now we do not have to wait for 7 days, whatever, 6 days for bananas to ripe. While those ones are ripening, we can now do cassavas. And this is something I've seen every other time. When I started selling sweets in our town, in Kindube, I started with Bolgam and Co. Some of you who are old enough remember Co, the green little sweet that had some relatively sour thing. People used to take it more so when you have some throat issue. It was like a throat lozenge. I don't know whether it's still there. And my total fee was about 120. Yes, because Bolgam was 80 bob and that one was 40 bob. So when I started with that, I soon, listening to the market, realized what more people wanted. They wanted biscuits. They wanted eggs. Somebody calls you and then they ask, oh, you don't have biscuits? Oh, you don't have this? And through listening to the market, I grew more into that field. And by the end of the day, I was doing more of eggs because most people were looking for that. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. You see, mine was to just supply their needs. Yes, as I get my needs sorted. You know, in business and generally in life, they say, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get everything you want. You see? So we must remember that. Get started small. Don't wait to get the idea perfect. It will get perfect along the way. Don't wait to see all the problems that are likely to happen. You will not start. They will scare you. Just get on. Yes, perfectionists don't make it much in this world. In this world of business, you just get started. You are going to refine your idea as you get more experience along the way. That's the way it works. So don't wait. Just remember, it's like you're climbing a stair. You can't see everything up to the top. You just see one at a time. Number 3, competitive advantage. Competitive advantage. A lot of us get started into a venture which has lots of people doing the same thing, and there is nothing that sets us apart. If you are a CPA, what is this thing that sets you apart from the other CPAs? Yeah, you could be in the same field, but something needs to set you apart. You see, and we must be clear about that. Even if you are not clear about it as you begin, please be clear about it, and you will be clear about it more so if you understand the market. If you see what people are complaining about, what is the gap that you're going to fill, the need that you're going to address in that particular field. Yeah, maybe you're going to be more efficient. I was talking to some people in Juakali business, and most of us know fundis. Yeah, fundis, like those ones, the carpenters. If I was to be a carpenter, I would still be successful there because I know what people are complaining about. People like dressmakers. There is a huge opportunity, but there is something that is still missing. They will always, many of them will never keep their word. If you can only keep your word, people will refer others to you. You see, that can be a value added. When we started ICT Gurus, we were largely just supporting businesses to connect, to install computers, to troubleshoot, and all sorts of things. But people kept asking me about hosting, and I hated to see that somebody is using a public email address like Yahoo or Outlook or Gmail, and they are running an enterprise. So I kept advising them also where they could get some good hosting services. Many times when they were disappointed, they would come back to me. Well, these were your people. You are the one who recommended them. And I had trouble. So we went out to look for how we can address this problem once and for all. And we came up with, it should be dependable. Yani, if we give you a hosting, you can be sure that your emails will work, your website will always be up. It should be secure. I've seen situations where we were getting hacked many times, and when you turn on your website, you see some black screen there with obscene things. And then it was to be affordable. So that became our value proposition. And every other person, you out there, you must look for a value proposition. What is it that distinguishes you? Like Christine is doing HR services. What is it that will make you apart, that will set you apart from those other people doing the same thing as you do? Yeah, you are selling shoes, maybe you're selling, like I know some people here, maybe somebody running a kinyozi business. What is it that makes your kinyozi, your barber shop, be different from the rest? We must look for that. And we know lots of stories about that. I was discussing with another cab business person. And we've heard of this story in Asia, I think in India, where a cab driver was going out of his way, and therefore he never lacked customers, always on call. Because whenever you entered his cab, you would get all sorts of newspapers. He asked you, which one would you like? Yes, he has drinks. He asks you, which one would you like? You'd like cold water, you'd like some coffee, some tea, whatever. He carries them in a thermos flask. Somebody will think, how the hell would somebody do that in a vehicle? Where will he cook? No, he just picks some tiny flasks and refills them after a trip. You see, you look for reasons that will make you do it. Yeah. And he would ask people, would you like to just keep quiet, or you'd like to listen to some music? Do you like news? Could I turn on for you? There we have this station, this station. Then there are this number of routes. We can take this. It will be the shortest, take this number of minutes. There is also this one, but we will pass through this tourist attraction site called whatever. So which one would you prefer? By that, their customers identify with him. And somebody asked him, when did you start doing this? And he said, I started it when I realized that complaining won't help me. You see, people who are complaining about how tough business is. Most times when we complain, there is nothing of value that is setting us apart. That could be the third. So let's go to the fourth one, and it is called vision. Vision. Many people run businesses just to live. Yeah, what Swahili says, bora uhai. You just run it to get its vision, not mission. Mission is problem solving. Vision. Yeah. You just run it to help to have your daily meal, your daily bread, to pay your bills. If somebody asked you, why do you do this? Yeah, you can't find out why you're doing it. There is no bigger picture. Where do you want to be in 10 years? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? It's very critical. Otherwise, your business remains small. No ideas will come to propel you ahead. Sometimes we mistake mission with vision. And I see that a lot, even in statements on websites or on profile for organizations. You just can't figure out what is the difference between the two. Mission is the problem you're living to solve. That's your mission on earth. This is what you want to do day to day. That is the problem you're solving. But by solving the problem, where do you see yourself in the future? Maybe I'm a teacher. I teach 1, 2 people, one by one, whatever. If I continue to teach like that, where is the world going to be, my world going to be in 10 years? Yes, will I be teaching 1,000? How will this organization grow and things like that? We must have that bigger picture. And lack of that brought me down many, many times. And I've written that in my book, The Making of a Symphony Orchestra. If you read the chapter on vision, this vision thing, And I've stated there numerous places where I fell down because of lack of vision. You see, my first business didn't go far because when we changed the location, it had to end prematurely. I did not have any long-term thinking. I was just there to buy stuff during school time. My second business, which was about selling things in town, it didn't go far. I didn't even, by the way, the reason I started it was to pay for myself school fee. But I didn't, because my habits and my thinking was not long term. Every money that came in, I enjoyed it and shared it with the community. And I was a good person, but it didn't go far. When I moved out, I got some good Samaritan to call me back to school. It ended. Yeah. When I later joined the university, I started business there, started a business, but it just helped me during the college. I didn't even transition it to outside college. Why? I had no vision. I didn't think, I didn't plan. I didn't see anything beyond college. When my term ended, it ended to me too soon, you see. And so I had to keep starting. What if I had a clear idea of where I wanted my business to be? Maybe by the time I was joining college, I would be quite far, at least financially. Yes, I would be having some business empires, you see. So lack of vision will cause your business to stagnate. Good to know that. We've got to build a vision. Where do we want our organization to be? That's very, very important. Yeah. And because I want people to share at some point, I'll rush through the remaining three. And these are some of the problems that people have more so when they are starting, and maybe 1 year, 6 months, 2 years down the line. And sometimes we don't move. Next one is cash flow. We must monitor cash flow. Cash coming into your business and going out of your business. If more cash is going out than coming, you cannot go far. Business, I love explaining this to my clients whenever I'm discussing with them. Remember, there are people who believe it's through loans that you will grow. Well, that can be accurate, but it's only.
Sorry about that. We all know that his internet had an issue. Maybe I would love to just to invite a budding entrepreneur or someone here who has experience of what Otieno Paul Peter has been saying, everything that he has said there. What is your vision? How is your cash flow? Like, what is one thing that you did with your business that made your business stand out? I would just love one volunteer just to come and tell us, by the way, what is he saying? This is what I did, and this is the outcome of it. Anyone? Anyone, guys?
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Dr. Eda.
Hi, Noella. How are you?
I'm well. Yourself? Yes.
I'm good, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I also have that ambiguity between vision and mission.
Yes.
Because okay, they say that the vision is. Some people say that the vision is what you would like to see changed in the society, and the mission is how you're going to do it. Yeah, so there's that confusion.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started Wastahili Family Wellness Center,
yes,
it was started as a response to approach health challenges from a holistic understanding of the root causes of disease.
Yes.
And malfunction in relation to the creator's design, because I was seeing that there was a lot of things that were being done in the medical profession and the mental health profession, which had nothing to do with health, and were actually causing more problems. It was more about the profit margin and giving people unnecessary medication and treatments, performing the kind of things which have nothing to do with medicine, for example, abortion, which is the deliberate killing of the preborn person. Yeah, the World Health Organization says that abortion is healthcare, which it is not. So these things really bothered me. And so our motto is to see healthy, joyful families rooted in universal values. That was our vision, yeah. So, so as a result of what we do, our clients are empowered to understand how their bodies work and take charge of their own health, which is autonomy, which is one of the listed things in the Hippocratic Oath. The client needs to have autonomy and understand what is causing their disease, whether it's psychological, whether it's physical, to take charge of their health, not to become dependent on you, to develop resilience and overcome life's traumas, challenges, to become the best version of themselves, identify their life's purpose, and develop functional workplaces, marriages, and families, all towards improving the well-being of humanity. So we also give health talks to institutions and companies in health-related topics, including mental health and general well-being. So yeah, so the vision and the mission can be different. And yeah, so what I'm learning from OPP is that it's a bit different from what I thought vision and mission should ought to be. Yeah, he has said the mission should have been because our motto is when solving problems, dig at the root instead of just hacking at the leaves. So our mission should have been healthy, joyful families rooted in universal values, according to what OPP has said. But I've always thought that the mission is, how do you intend to do that? And so we talk about our services, which include counseling, family therapy, premarital counseling, grief counseling, psychological trauma, mediation services. Our unique selling points are a crisis pregnancy counseling, post-abortion syndrome healing, and fertility awareness, because you cannot talk about self-awareness when you're in life skills, and majority of women don't even know how their bodies work. They're not sure of how which hormone is affecting their mood, which contraceptives are affecting their mood and their health when they're getting sick and they are having this sexual dysfunction. They're not interested in their husband, kumbe it's just the contraceptive she's using. So those are the gaps which we have as our unique selling points. We also are character coaches, and we do life skills coaching. And the most important life skills, obviously, are self-awareness and self-concept. And the most important character trait is personal integrity. Once you have these as the baseline, then you can move forward to other things like financial wealth management, interpersonal life skills, effective communication. There's no point in being an effective communicator when you're a con woman or a con man, you see, because that's how you get conned, because they have extremely effective communication skills. So our unique selling point is that we don't try to be politically correct, and we're always based in the truth. Because if we care about the well-being and the psychological flourishing of the human being, then we must always be rooted in truth about how the Creator's design of each and every person. Yeah, so that is where I'm coming from in Wastahili. Wastahili means you are worthy. The root cause of most psychological pathology, even physical pathology, is a person not knowing their worth. We are all made in the image and likeness of God, and thus we are children of God. And once somebody knows that, then everything else flows from there. And whatever the Creator has designed us to be, when we go with the flow of the Creator, then we can be guaranteed all-round well-being. When we go against our design, then that's when pathology starts.
Thank you.
So that's what I'm about. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Eda. I see our host is back, but just before he goes on, when you have spoken about starting small, I think I have been a victim of that. I also run a business, a shoes business, but I remember the first time we started, my sister and I, we brought in so many shoes. Like we brought in so many shoes from China and from Thailand and some other countries. We brought in so many big feet shoes. But now I think we had just not, no, we were still coming into the market. So people didn't know us. And we were supposed to start somewhere. We were supposed to start small, maybe start by bringing in 5 or 10 pairs of shoes and everything. Let me tell you, the character development that thing showed us, I think I had in the first consignment, I think I have close to 90 pairs of big feet shoes in the house. And now you see, the problem, first of all, is that we brought in when COVID was somewhere, the shoes, and then most of the people in Kenya are used to the 500 shillings shoes and everything, but for us, we were going for quality. So I am not going to give you something that is quality, but I'm selling it at a throwaway price, even a price that I did not buy it for. Now, imagine ordering shoes and then paying tax and then paying shipment fees and everything. So someone comes and they're like, can you sell me the shoes at 500 shillings? I'm like, okay, Jesus, catch me. Okay, Otieno Paul Peter, back to you.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, for people who joined late, I apologized earlier that today my wife, I started misbehaving, not misbehaving, but it's not just off from last night for whichever reason. I've tried to have the guys fix it, but yet to get any response. So I'm using alternative line, and I don't know what just happened. It just went off. Tried to reconnect many times. Well, thank you. I'm back. I love that discussion. I'd like to say, Noel, that when we are starting small, it's also good to test the market when you are starting. I love to tell people this, but enough people sometimes don't take it seriously. But it amazes me when somebody takes it seriously and does it, it becomes very, very successful. And not long ago, late last year, I think it was November, I was part of some exhibition at Strathmore, just exhibiting live your dream products, and somebody saw something to do with sourcing for capital and whatever. So she came to me and asked, I've been thinking of this business for quite some time, and I don't have capital. It was about restaurant business that she did it a while back when she was in the university, but got a baby, got 2 babies consecutively, and everything, all her partners mismanaged everything and it ended. So the question was, how can she get started? I told her, no, just get started, just start small. In fact, you don't need money. Just take an image of, we discussed some of the details, the competitive advantage, whatever. Just take a photo and share on your WhatsApp status, share to these people. You must identify your market. That's another thing. Because she wanted to sell to people who are coming back in the evening from work, who did not have energy to cook. Just send to them that, and they will make order. As they order, they send you money and you cook for them. And it worked, and she's become too busy. We've never had a session 2. You see, you can do business with other people's money. And even in products business, yeah, you can do business with other people's money. Well, those are details we can always discuss when we sit down. Now, I was going to cash flow, and I said that you need to monitor cash flow. And I was saying that I love to discuss with my clients that cash flow is like blood in a human being. If you are going to survive on loan that people keep, financiers keep pumping loan, it's like somebody surviving on blood that keeps getting donated every week. What if you were to be added blood transfusion every week, or every month? You are in the hospital, you're being transfused. you may not survive long enough. Yeah, people will be tired of doing that. So we must ensure that it's positive cash flow, whatever it takes. Yes. And that means we must not run according to some other people's paces. We just run according to our pace. Sometimes we see people trying to push the business just because you are in debt. It can't work. Don't force it to become what it cannot be. Allow it to grow. You see, because you feel like you need a big office space for impression, whatever, you're going to pick an office apartment, maybe at Anniversary Towers, where you may need to pay 100,000 a month. Your business capacity is probably less than 200,000 a month. Yeah, then you want to believe that it's just going to work someday. You will be too stressed. And when you are stressed, not much business happens. So let's allow our businesses to grow. Yeah, just like you allow your child to grow, you cannot push them to reach grade 8 if they are still in grade 1 or grade 2. We learn along the way, stepwise, stepwise. So we must monitor cash flow. We must record, we must take records. What am I spending on? Sometimes you'll notice that you are spending on mundane things that you should not spend on. Maybe there are better ways you can cut costs, and that would include outsourcing. Maybe you cannot afford to have an HR department in your organization standing by. Just outsource whenever you want. Yeah, there are enough of them outside there. Maybe you can't afford a CPA. Just outsource. Please don't train your business. And enough of us want to live on our business, the lifestyle that we feel we deserve. It's a problem. You're killing your business. You see, I discuss this a lot of times. Somebody feels like, oh, you know, I needed to pay school fees, whatever. So you pick from your business, and more so if you are in product business, you'll run out of stock and you also run out of money. And then you cannot proceed. You are rushing to a bank to give you a loan. By the way, banks love people like you, whom they will give a loan as long as they are sure it will be paid some way. They have some security. So monitor cash flow. That is something we can discuss more along the way. I want to discuss two more things briefly. And one is establish a brand. Enough of us do not know that I am not the business. If you do not establish a brand, what is going to happen is when you are out, business is out. When you go for a funeral, business is in a funeral. When you go for a wedding, business in a wedding. Please register a business. Ensure it has its own name. Yeah, you cannot have a nameless business. And then let the business build its own identity. Yeah, working on it to build its own identity. Of course, it runs from your identity to its identity. And then you can have a few other people who can always also do something even when you're not there, so that your business can grow stepwise. You see, and that is very key. You realize that enough people, and I think maybe that's why enough people are called your Kali traders or something. And there is something I love talking about. There is a difference between being a trader, you're just a trader, and being a business person. You know, if somebody is trading on stock, it's not necessarily a business person. It's just looking for which stock is high today, I can sell, or which one is low, I can buy, and something like that. Maybe they don't operate out of any entity or name. You see, they buy for you when you want, they sell for you. You don't have to have a name for that. Or you are selling groundnuts somewhere along the streets, whatever. We can always build a brand and grow with it. It's very important to have an identity for our businesses. And lastly, many of us think if I have the best product, it will sell itself. No, learn some sales skills. The beauty is with Live Your Dream, we can help you in all this. Learn to be a salesperson. If you are starting a business, you are the first salesperson, you are the entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship, first and foremost, means you can sell your idea, you can sell your brand. So learn sales skills. Be a salesperson. And many people don't even know what it means to sell. Selling does not necessarily mean transaction. Selling means you can let people buy your idea. They can believe what you believe. They can think about a product or about a service, the way you think about it. And that's why you cannot sell what you can't buy or what you haven't bought. You must be able to buy it in order to be able to sell it. And that's why even if you are in insurance and you want to sell to people life insurance and you don't have one, you are not going to sell it. You must learn sales, learn principles of selling and the whole process and everything. And by the way, we can always help you in that. I'd like to stop it there. Maybe a few people can give comments. I see we have like 6 minutes before our usual time. Thanks for your indulgence and patience. This is yours, Otieno Paul Peter of Live Your Dream.
Thanks very much, OPP. The question that I have is different trainings give different ideas about vision and mission. When you were away, I thought the vision was the problem that you'd like to solve and how you'd like to see it being solved. And the mission is how you're going to do it. But now from you, I'm hearing is the vision is where you want to be in 5, 10 years. And the mission is the problem that you want to solve. So maybe you can clarify that because different teachers teach different things.
Yeah, maybe they are the same, only that they are viewed differently. But this is my understanding. Vision is something in the future. It's not yet here with us. And that's why somebody, Habakkuk, in Habakkuk, he's told, write your vision down. It's not what is happening now. It is how it's going to be. It's how it's going to be someday. You see, now, if I am on a mission, my problem, and this is the business perspective you need to pick. What problem, what is your, if I'm selling food, for example, I think I was discussing this thing with somebody a couple of years back. You are getting into into a food industry. What problem do you want to solve? And maybe we were discussing something like maybe people are buying a lot of junk and you are passionate about clean food. So yours is to provide clean food. That is my business. That is my mission here. I want to provide clean food. And all the time, every day, you are only sourcing for organic, fresh, whatever, real food. And that is what you provide in your restaurant. You see, now, through this, right now, internally, you'll see, maybe right now we are serving 20 people a day. In the next 5 years, we want to be serving the whole country with fresh food, with clean food. You see, we are going to serve 1 million, we are going to feed 1 million Kenyans with fresh food. Now, when you share that, even with your financer, with your stakeholders, they see where you want to be and they want to know, how can I come in to be part of this vision? That's the way I get it, and that's the way it's worked for me.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
the vision is more like what you want the business to be, not the vision of what you want of the problem that you want to solve.
It's where
anyway, there's a lot of overlap. Yeah.
It's where you want to be. It's where the business should be as you solve that problem.
Yeah.
Yes. Where is it going to be?
Thank you.
Yeah, you must brand yourself. What lesson did you learn from COVID havoc on business and brand and how? Now, that's a good question. About COVID, the same thing I love to talk about. What you focus on expands. People who focused on COVID and therefore no business didn't get business. You see, didn't find a way to survive. For some reason, Live Your Dream was there and is still there, and we don't talk much about COVID. What you think about and talk about, it keeps coming. As a business person, you need mental toughness. You need to know what I want to focus on and put my energy on. Yeah. And then look for opportunities that come with that problem. That is when we started this Zoom thing. You know, people were talking on new technology and Zoom and all these other things, and we jumped into it and started providing a platform for sharing knowledge. This thing started in 2020. I think so, yeah. So it was 2020, thereabout. Yeah. So with problems always come opportunities, and there is always what we call the wealth transfer. People with problem solving attitude always find opportunity to gain wealth, while others who are lamenting transfer their wealth. Vision is bigger picture. Yes, it's a living picture. It never dies. And by the way, vision changes over time, because maybe you've achieved that, you set another one. You see always where God is calling. What is it that you are supposed to achieve? What is it that you are doing for mankind? How is the world going to be better because of you? Learned about starting small. Great. And Chinese, yes, Georgina, you can just say something. It's been a while since I heard your voice. Yes.
Yeah, I learned that Chinese do not have a vocabulary crisis in their vocabulary. And a word close to that is opportunity. And you see it in their lives, really, where they have too many crises, and out of them comes opportunities. They're all over. They always seek opportunities. And that's the attitude we need to develop as business people.
Thank you. Thank you. If you keep talking of problems, they never leave you. They will always be there, bedeviling you, surrounding you. So we must talk opportunity. We must think. When people are crying, think of opportunity. And by the way, nobody holds your future. You are the one who holds your future. You know where you should be. You know where you want to be. And don't think it's the government that is going to determine how much you're earning and things like that. No, no, no. You're the one in charge. It resides in your mind. And that's why you need mental toughness. And with all these ideas and skills, let me tell you, you'll grow. Yeah. And even when you're going to make a sale, you must see yourself selling. If you see yourself not selling, you think like they're going to say it's expensive. You'll never sell. You'll not close. That's the way it works. So we must buy that idea. We must buy before we sell. That's it. So you must buy your business idea. You must buy that positivity. You must buy the positive mental frame. Yeah. You must buy your vision. You must buy your mission. Good. Thank you very much.
Can I share just one more thing that I learned last year?
Yes, yes.
I learned that whatever you see as a problem, you know, instead of starting to wonder why and all that, you ask yourself, what you first of all, you have to be aware that you are the one who attracted it. So whatever problem you look at any problem that you go through as a bug, B-U-G, you attracted that bug somehow, consciously or subconsciously, you attracted it. So you start dealing with yourself. It could be worry. So you worry, it attracts more anxiety, and it leads to problem. Eventually you end up just giving up or being negative and seeing more problems. So whenever you stop and say, what made me attract this bug, that will be the beginning of your positive journey or your journey towards positivity. That's just the short of it.
Thank you. Thank you. It affirms the very same philosophy. Yes, what we think about and think about, we bring about. Christine, I hope you got that very well. Bug, B-U-G. That's a term we use in technology, computing. We were
Yes, I
discussing
got
that
it.
early in the morning.
Sure, I got it, and I'll look for all the bugs that I've attracted.
Great.
And
Now,
I need to sort them out, knowing that I'm the cause of the same.
yeah, you are the problem. I love to say this in IT. Yeah, when you see a lot of problems around you, you are probably the problem. Now let's see. Is Noel there? We can come to a close. I don't know whether your network also.
Yes, I am here.
Okay.
I am here. I am here. So thank you so much, guys. We appreciate that you joined today, and we love it when you come. We love it when you see people growing. Now, we have a WhatsApp group. If you're interested in joining the WhatsApp, kindly, OBB, just pin for me the email address there where they can just email and then we'll add. So you'll just email us on Power Monday at liveyourdream.co.ke, and then we're going to add you on the WhatsApp group. Now, what is happening on the 11th of March? We are going to have a meet and greet. We are going to have a meet and greet. Now they say that, which is so true. Show me 5 people, 5 closest people in your life, and I will tell you where you are headed to. Come, build a social capital, meet people, close businesses, laugh, eat, dance, jump, do everything. So on the 11th of March, we are going to have a meet and greet at the Botanical Gardens. And everyone who wants to attend is giving 1,000 shillings